Lakshmi, I also love your dad, by the way.
3, 2, 1, go. Hey everyone, and welcome to the 6th episode of Chai and Chill. I'm your host, Lakshmi Trivedi.
And I'm your host, Pranjali Kulkarni. This podcast is all about slowing down, sipping some chai, and having some honest, unfiltered conversations about the reality South Asian students face today.
For this episode, we're jumping into a topic that plagues almost everyone in our community, college admissions.
Joining us today are two incredibly accomplished guests, Aniketh and Rohan, students at UT Austin who are a part of UT's mental health initiative for South Asian teens who've experienced the college admissions process firsthand.
So grab your chai, get comfy, and let's dive right in.
Highly accomplished, brother.
Highly
We
accomplished.
actually did like some research on y'all.
Huh? What did you find on us, bro?
No, yeah, we
You'll
found some
see.
stuff.
No, all good stuff.
They're talking about so highly accomplished.
Okay, so to start us off, we're gonna ask you guys some like beginning questions. So first, what has been like the single worst or most stressful moment in either your college or like your high school life with admissions that affected your mental health the most?
I think I can start.
Yeah.
I think like it was the beginning of my junior year, and there was like a lot of like fear mongering in the air of like how junior year is like the most important year for college admissions. Like you have to lock in, you have to like get that 1600, get that like 4.0, do like a million like extracurriculars like outside of school, and like like to be able to get into a good college. So at the beginning of my junior year, I talked to like a college admissions like consultant, like a third party business, and the guy flamed me. The guy actually flamed me. Like I told him like my like grades and like, everything, and he was like, yeah, no shot you're getting into UT, like no shot like of this or that. He like at one point I swear he actually called me stupid. I was like, oh okay, and I left that call like literally like in the dumps, and that was probably like the hardest on my mental health for like a bit. But then I mean like you just have to take it like one day at a time. Like I like junior year because I just like I didn't I think the best thing I could have done like in my high school journey was not to fall into like the college admissions like rat race. Like I just like did whatever activities outside of school like I like to do, instead of like trying to maximize my ECs or my like, potential, or all these like buzzwords that people throw around. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me as well. I think the your point about the college admissions rat race. I think the biggest like stress like point for me during my like time like going through college admissions was probably just the fact that there was so much comparison going on between different students, whether it be within my grade or like in different schools. And I went through the college admissions process in India. So there's also, I guess, that comparison between, someone applying abroad versus someone applying in India. And I guess, the different stresses that come with that. And I just feel like it all like comes down to like in like the people around you, there's always this like inert competitiveness and everyone just trying to make themselves like look better than you are, and just being like, oh, like your results are not going to be it's not going to help you like get into this college. Like I remember one conversation I had with like one of my family friends, like her daughter was the year below me, and like we were just, I think, like our families were like talking about like college admissions and stuff, and I think like her daughter is very smart. She's at CMU right now, very very smart, like, and we're like pretty like we know each other. And like I remember she was talking to my mom, and then I think she was like making like snide remarks about like my like I guess what is entailed in like my college application. And my mom and her are like very close friends, so like um I guess they tell each other a lot about like how their children are doing, and like in that process, it just feels like like even your like closest friends, like whether it be not even like our friends, but even our like parents' friends, are always like trying to like put you down.
Yeah.
And I think that's a point of stress, and honestly, that does affect like your mental health, especially when like the people who like you consider close to you are like judging you. So,
Yeah. I think I definitely can like relate to that because I think in like the brown community, how your child is doing and like the way they're like creating their application is big like representation of Indian parents and their families. Like, oh, what activities are they doing? Like, what grade do they have? What SAT score do they get? That's like a big, um, like representation of how parents like are seen in like even like socially, like, oh, which kid went to like DECA ICTC, or like
Yeah.
which one did this, like they're just seen like superior because of having like the better kid. And I think that like puts a huge toll on like kids and stuff. So yeah.
And I think like it's especially hard if it's like someone that's close to you that's judging you so much, because I know that like before my freshman year, so I take fashion design like as an elective at
Yeah,
Westwood,
it's so
and
cool.
it's like this like this family friend of mine, she was asking like, what are you gonna take next year, like for high school? And I mentioned that I was taking fashion design in another language. Like she didn't know that I could actually understand this language. She was like telling her daughter like, oh, if you ever do that, I'm gonna kick you out of the house. And I was just like, it was so
That's
like
crazy, bro.
like shocking for me to hear that.
Wait, I definitely relate because like oh, thank you. Should it be this close?
I don't know, bro. I just like funny.
Whatever's
Yeah.
like, comfortable for you guys.
Okay, I can just like hold it like
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Okay. I definitely relate because I did like theater like all throughout high school. I did it from like 6th through 12th grade, and like literally I was the only brown like
Oh, really?
I was like I think I was the only brown guy doing theater. There are like a few like brown girls, but like very few of us in total. And I, like literally at like family like functions, like family friend functions. Whenever I like told them I did theater, everyone was like so shocked. They were like, why are you doing it? Like I would see them like at the next function, they'd be like, oh, are you still in theater? Like, why are you still doing this? Like, just like let it go. But yeah, I think like I was talking about earlier, it's really important to just like do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Like just like follow your passion. So I think like fashion design like is really cool. Like personally, yeah.
I feel like this kind of our second question, like that just kind of like went into what we said before, but like if you could redo high school, like what's one thing that you would do differently?
Okay, I
So go ahead.
No, you can go first.
Go ahead.
You go first.
Okay, I'll say because I'm also like a Westwood alum,
Mm-hmm.
so like I know how like toxic and like competitive like Westwood can get. And I'm sure you guys are going through that right now with junior year, like literally the trenches. But I think yeah, one thing I could do is like just like try to distance myself. There's like a lot of people who will like they only will talk about college admissions, like
Literally,
the 4
Yes.
years of high school. It's like the only thing they'll bring up to you, or like they like try to like sneakily like try to get information on you and like what you're doing outside of school, like your grades or whatever. I think the if I had to redo high school, I would just kind of try to distance myself from like people like that and like people that like their whole lives revolve around ECs and SAT and you know everything that all the factors that go into college admissions. Because it definitely is like it's like a toxic mindset, but it also can like consume you and like it like becomes who you are as a person, which like shouldn't be the case at all.
Yeah, and like there's like some people in my classes like that that's all they ever talk about.
Yeah.
Like all they ever want to talk about to like if we're in a table group with like seniors, they're just asking like, oh, like what college have you got into? Like what have you got rejected from? What are your ECs? Like all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then like it's just so boring. Like it's just not fulfilling at all. It's
Yeah.
not stimulating like me mentally.
Wait, I remember my senior year, there was a girl in my grade that had a spreadsheet of everyone's like
Of everyone?
of like everyone she knew and their like with their GP like if she like heard it through the grapevine, it'd be like their GPA, their SAT, like it was like
Quiet.
ordered, and then she'd like write down like notable ECs they're doing on the side and like
Well, what does she gain out of this?
what do you gain out of this
I don't
exactly?
Do you know where she ended up?
Oh, that's a great question.
I think. Okay. It was like it was kind of like a group spreadsheet. I think the girl that started it, I think she ended up at like
Wow.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah,
Oh, she did well for herself. Good for her.
yeah. She did well for herself, but yeah.
But still, like I wish I had that much time.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
That's like
I
a
know.
whole new different level of like.
I know. That's like, what are you gaining out of that though?
I think I guess if I were to redo high school, it would just be to work really hard, but also like have a lot of fun. It's genuinely just like it's not that deep.
I was gonna. It's really
Yeah.
easy to like. Oh, sorry. It's really easy to like treat high school like it's the end all be all. Like
Yeah.
it's like the end of the world. But at the end of the day, like you're like 15 to 18. Like it's a very like it should be a time in your life where you're having a lot of fun and like still enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, they're always like, I know like my parents and like other families are like, oh, like you're never gonna get this time of your life back. Like you just like work hard these 4 years and then
Yes.
you'll like
Right.
enjoy
Yeah.
like what is it like work hard,
Play hard.
Yeah, work hard, play or something like that. But like
Yeah.
I feel like they say that for like every single phase of your life and it just
Single
never
phase.
ends. Like you're just working
Yeah.
your whole life. So that's something I definitely like don't want to fall in.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
And like, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
If I were to reach high school and like I'm still a junior, but I would say that I wouldn't like try to skip algebra 2 and take calc this year.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, bro.
We wanted to know like what were your expectations of like UT or just like college in general before you came in, and like what realities did you see?
And like was it better or worse than you expected?
I will say, like I talked about earlier, how Westwood is like a really like it can be like a really like competitive and toxic environment. I think like going into college, I knew I like definitely wanted to get away from that, and yeah. So I think that's one thing that has been really good for me at college. Like coming in, I didn't like really know like where I would like fit in. It's such a big school, like such a large school, like who my like group of people would be or like who I'd be friends with. I just knew I wanted to like get away from like people that are like have like a toxic mindset about things or are like overly competitive, overly like yeah, overly competitive. Um so yeah, I think wait, I don't even think I'm answering the question.
No, you're fine.
I think coming into college, like that's one thing that's been really good for me is I've been able to like branch out and like even though it is such a large school, and it can be overwhelming at times, I think like the best thing is like because it's so large, there's like something here for everyone. Like MISA, the club has been like so great. I'm in like a dance team, which has been really fun. So I've definitely been able to like find my people. I think more so, even more so than like in high school. Um, so that's been really good for me at college. Yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
I think I was very similar. I came like from like India, so I didn't know anyone coming into college. Like there were like 20 people from the whole country from like that I know of who came to UT, and then on top of that, like four from my city. I didn't even know like the other three who were coming from my city, and it was just like very overwhelming because when I came in, it took me a little bit of time to find my people, especially like freshman year. It was just something which like I consider myself like a pretty like extroverted person. I think I'm very good at being new people, but sometimes you're in a completely new environment. You're in a like it's a completely different like non-use environment, but like I guess like the way people speak, I guess like it's different than India, right, at the end of the day, and you just have to adapt and like maybe like find the people who I guess you like connect with, and that took a little bit of time, but then I guess find something you're passionate about, connect with people that you're passionate about with, and like Misa is amazing, and then like the other orgs that I'm in, and then people in my major as well. So you'll eventually like as time goes on find your people, but I think the expectation of college being like this like grand experience where you're gonna have so much fun, sometimes it's just like we all have like crazy expectations for college. Sometimes it gets deflated like instantly.
Yeah.
But then when you find your schedule, find your people, find your rhythm, and then you end up enjoying, I guess, your own piece, like living on your own and like like being alone. I think when you're able to find that, that's when you enjoy college the most, and I'm enjoying college a lot right now.
Is it hard to live alone? Like,
I will say, I really agree with what you said. Like the beginning of like obviously like now it's been like the second semester of my freshman year, like I'm way more settled in, and I'm sure it like honestly was like worse for you because like just coming from like a completely new country and like not being able to like readily go home like and see your parents, like for me like that's like a really good reset, just like because I'm from Austin, so it's just like 35 minutes up north. um that was like a really good reset for me, but I mean I'm sure it was really hard for you, but yeah, what I wanted to say was like the beginning of college was actually like it was the trenches. It was bad. Like it's just the whole thing of like being like living by yourself can be like obviously exciting, like you have so much like new freedom, but also the highs are high, but the lows are low. Like the lows in college have genuinely like lower than my ones in high school, just because it's also related to feeling alone and like living by yourself, having to be like totally independent.
Yeah. I think I can definitely like obviously I'm not in college so I can't relate to that, but whenever you have like a bad day at home, like you can see your parents and stuff.
Yeah.
But then like whenever you have a bad day here, like you're kind of just like sitting with yourself and your own
Yeah.
thoughts. Like, you know, you don't have other people, so
Do any of y'all have pets at home?
I do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Is it like, do you ever miss, do you have a dog?
I have a dog. Yeah, I miss my dog a lot.
Bro, I don't know how I'd be able to leave my dog.
I know. Yeah.
Because like he just makes me like so happy whenever I see him. Whenever like I'm at school and I'm having a bad day, I know that at least like I get to go home and see my dog.
oh.
Yeah.
And it just makes it better. But
Yeah.
what about, how was it for you like coming from India?
Oh, it was hard. I'm like very, very close to my family and friends from back home. I had like amazing people.
Uh-huh.
So like coming all the way here when like you're like the only one is like a bit like hard. But I think I'm blessed with the fact that I have like some close family and family friends like in Austin and in Texas as well. I have an uncle and my dad's like best friend who works here, and they're very close. So I can like if I ever feel homesick, I can always just call them and get some nice like Indian food. That's always
Yeah.
that's always nice. But I think the hardest part for sure is like that comfort of being able to go back to your family and just like talk with them and just like sit with them and just like I don't know, like sometimes like today morning there was a cricket match, and I love cricket.
Yeah.
um
Oh yeah.
you can say what you
No,
want
no,
to
no,
say.
I'm just saying like because like we were watching it. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always watch cricket with my dad. Like that's like one of the things like we always do. And I like he like called me after the game and like right before this, and he was like, "Did you like see the game?" And it's just like it's sad because like um I'm watching this alone in my bed when like usually I'd be like in my living room like watching this with my dad and like cussing at all the players together.
Yeah.
It's just like these are like experiences that are like I guess you have to like learn to I guess accept it, but I guess I'm blessed with the fact that I have people who I'm very close to and I can always call them and like still like be in touch with them. And I think the most important thing is finding that balance between, independence and also keeping in touch with the people you care about.
Yeah, I know that.
So wait, I have a question. It might be a little weird, but like we're learning this in psych right now, like actually, and it's called regression.
Mhm.
And do you guys ever find yourself like regressing? And that's like when you like revert back to childlike ways when if you're like, so for example, he gave us an example that like you're living alone for the first time and you like go back to like how you would be if you were a child, like sleeping with your teddy bear or something. Do you find yourself
That's a good question. I like actually there have been times I've cuddled my pillow.
That's just your buddy.
Yeah, sure, okay, never mind. But
I don't. Okay. Like I think that's a very like that's never happened to me, or like maybe it's just like maybe it's happened
it's just
subconsciously.
me cuddling my pillow. That
Yeah, it probably is
me
you.
myself and my pillow.
I think it's a subconscious thing. Maybe I don't realize it, but I think there are still habits that like
I think
like, when I was a
there
child.
definitely are other things that I do. They're just not coming to mind at the moment.
Yeah, I think a lot of what I did as like I have a younger brother, so I think like a lot of the things that you like do at home, like maybe it's like for me it's like a lot of like the random like things which I do when I'm bored is just like go and like annoy him, right? Like I can't like I don't know how to like replicate that like here, but it's just like I think that exists for sure. I can't think of like something specific, but I think for sure it exists. Like subconsciously it happens.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
I feel like wait, do you have a little pillow of your dog? Like
I don't.
You don't?
I need to get one
You
though.
should get one.
I should get one.
I would totally get that. And like if I
Yeah.
see him, I can just look at his pillow.
Exactly. I need to get one. Yeah.
Okay.
I should get a pillow of like all of my friends and family and
Oh,
like put
yeah.
them all on my bed, and then at night I'll just like hug them all.
You get like a Misa ID pillow.
Yeah, I'll get a pillow of you actually. You be like the biggest. You be like the main
Yeah,
one.
we are not doing that.
How has it been like trying to like find your identity at college versus in high school? Because in high school you're kind of like your identity is like based on the people around you. Because like you grew up with these people
Yeah.
from K to 12, and then like when you go to college, everyone's pretty much new. So like how would you say that your finding your identity has changed?
I think the best thing about college, or maybe not college, maybe UT specifically, is the fact that it is like just such a big school. So there's like things for everyone. Um, and like, so I think like orgs, like for example, have been like really. I mean, there's a lot more orgs than in high school. Obviously, there's like something for everyone. So how is that? Yeah, I think like that's just helped me like dive into like my specific passions like interests more, like mental health for South Asians, like that's like a whole dedicated club for itself. um so yeah, I think because of like orgs and like just like specific things that are like of interest to everyone, or of interest to like specific groups of people, um and it's helped me like shape my identity more.
Yeah, I think we're all still so young. So I mean, every experience is like a new experience, where like
Yeah.
you like learn as you go. I think what college or how college differs from high school is just the fact that you you spend more time alone, and I think that makes it such that you are, I guess, for me at least, I was able to find like my own form of peace and like my own form of like happiness when I like spend time on my own. But also in a way, you're also like forced to put yourself out there. Because when you're in high school, you have the comfort of your like family and friends at home, and it's just like you have like people always like around you to like, I guess, like be there for you. It's like like it's in college. It's like you have to find that support system. I don't know if you like agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that too.
So I guess when you're searching for that, you end up learning more about yourself and learning more about what you can tolerate and what you can't tolerate.
That is true.
And I think, I don't know if you agree, but I think that my standards as a person, just in general about like, I guess, what I like set my personal standards to, like what I expect of myself, but also what I expect of the people around me and what I expect of like the conversations I have with people. I feel like they've grown from high school to college.
I agree. I think mine have too. And I think that's probably because what you said earlier of like, because you're having so many new experiences in college, that are like mostly related to just like navigating the world like by yourself for the first time. Um, it like you like learn a lot more about like how to like read other people and like tell like signs of like who they are as a person, and yeah, so I think my like standards have also grown for like expectations I hold for myself and like for the people that are like closest to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say? I was just wondering, like, would you say it's hard to live with a roommate? Wait, do you guys have roommates?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Is it like, I don't know, like me personally, because I don't have any siblings, so I don't really know how it is to like share a room or like share basically a house with another kid.
Yeah.
So is it like, do you guys have siblings? Well, I know you do, but
Yeah.
do you?
I have a younger sister. Yeah.
Is it like similar?
I think you're.
Um,
No, I hate my roommates. Like I.
is it hard to live with a roommate? No, I mean, it depends on case by case. Like me and my roommate, we didn't know each other before going into uh college. Like I just, I wanted to meet new people. Like so, yeah, we like met on social media, like the UT Class of 2029 page. Um, but yeah, it's been good. Like thankfully we clicked. I know like a lot of people didn't like. Obviously, people's like online personas and like in person personas, and even like how they live. Like, you're never as close to someone or as you are to your freshman year roommate. Like they've seen you at your lowest. They've seen you at all points.
Yeah.
Like at your highest and your lowest. But yeah, thankfully me and my roommate clicked and like we're pretty good. Like I wouldn't say it's hard because like we're both like clean people, but definitely I've heard some like horror stories for sure about like other people's roommates. Or,
Yeah, I think it's different for everyone.
yeah, it's different for everyone.
I personally never lived in a dorm. Like I lived in an apartment first year and second year. So I guess my experience, I had my own space. I think that's sometimes, I guess, as you get into your like second year of college, you'll probably like a lot of students tend to like enjoy the fact that they have their own
Their own
space.
room and
Yeah.
own bathroom.
But I think like my current roommate, he's great. Like I love the guy. We have a lot of fun together, and I think if you're able to find a good roommate, then it like things become very easy, and just like I think just don't be afraid to set the standards of like how you want to live. That's probably the most important thing.
I remember this happened to my brother, but when he went to college, like, cause he went to A&M, and for his first year, like, he had like a random roommate, and I don't think they had like a page yet where like you can meet off there.
Yeah.
So he genuinely like got like he did not know who the guy was before he like walked in the room. So then like for this guy, he would like throughout the year he saw like if my brother, because he had like two different sides of the room, and if my brother had like a piece of like, or like even if he had like one shirt like on his side of the room, like that guy would like fold his clothes for him and like put it on like a stack on his table, and then he'd like leave him a note and be like, can you please try to like tidy up after yourself? And then my brother, like, I feel like that was his horror story. Like, he genuinely hated that so much. He was like, I cannot wait to move out, because it wasn't even like my brother had something on that guy's side. He was literally on his own side, and he would like clean up for him, and my brother just found that so eerie. Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, I'd say it definitely just depends on like a case by case.
It's very case by case.
Yeah. Because I've heard some horror stories too. Like people that are always in the room, like sundown to sun. Like, sunrise to sundown. They're just always in the room, or they're like all their like food is just like sitting around, like open containers. Like that's
I think like honestly, I think I would be able to find like what I actually like to do and like my hobbies when I go to college, because right now I just don't have time to like really do what I want, like really,
want to do.
Yeah, like I don't have time for any hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think like you actually have time for hobbies in college?
I think, well, high school is very like 9 to 5. Like it is 9 to 5. Like it is 9 to 5. And it's like during that time you can't really like do anything else.
Yeah.
Like it just, I feel like it. I remember thinking this, like I like couldn't like study like obviously like in other classes or like but in college with so much like flexibility in your schedule, like it's like not a 9 to 5. So like that's why like I've like in high school, like I would never like leave the house on like a like random weekday, you know? Because I'd just be like studying. Like I remember my senior spring, I went to like Chewy's with my friends on a Tuesday night. And that was like I had never done that. Like it was so lame. But like in college, like you can just like do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like I think having that time back has been pretty good.
Yeah, but you wait for a sophomore.
Yeah, just wait for sophomore.
Yeah.
This
is
is
a fake experience.
I'm just chilling right now, like hey, my freshman year classes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be bad.
I think I have a question. Like, what do you guys like to do?
I think like at least for me, like, I think sauce is a big part of like what I do in my free time, and like
sauce. I was like,
yes, it's sauce. Yeah.
No, salsa.
Salsa,
Yeah, and then like obviously the podcast, and I do like Bharatanatyam, like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Have you had your engagement?
Yeah, I had it 2 summers ago.
That's cool.
Wow, bro. Yeah, how was it?
It was good. It was such a good experience. I feel like I miss it. Like I mourn it every day.
Yeah.
Because like it's a part of your life that like you're not gonna really get back. And
do you want to continue to dance?
Yeah, I do. So.
Yeah. Do you like teach?
I like teach some kids, but I don't do it on like a daily basis or anything. Yeah.
What about you?
I do. Well, mine's pretty similar to hers. So like the podcast, of course, and salsa. But in my free time, I also dance, Bharatanatyam, and I do fashion designing.
Nice, bro.
Have you had your engagement yet?
Yeah, mine was last summer.
That's very cool.
And I also teach.
Wait, I'm a big like supporter of college dance teams. I think you guys.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like on one. I'm right. Like
I
I'm
think
on
one of our
us.
family friends is on like a Bhangra team or something.
Shrishi's older sister is on
okay.
a team too. Yeah, but I mean, there's enough like that. Like I love college dance teams.
I guess to answer your question, like your original question, I think just find time to have fun. Like genuinely, like like you think that like you're busy, but then like you're actually like not.
Yeah.
Like
agree.
Like honestly, like as I've gone through like high school and it when you look back at everything in hindsight, you look back and you're like, bro, this was like not that deep.
Yeah.
Like you be busy, make yourself busy, like work hard, like do the things that you need to do to put yourself in a good position. Don't like sacrifice that. Yeah. But also I'm telling you, you have time to have fun. It's just you don't realize it because like we as like humans, we tend to like not realize and like not like consciously I realized that like you spend like maybe like 2 hours or 3 hours on your phone a day.
Yeah.
And on a bad day, probably 6 or 7 or 8 hours. And then it's just like I know you thought of it.
I
know you thought of it.
Obviously. Like,
I should have said 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I honestly you have time to have fun.
Yeah.
Just make that time for yourself, and if you genuinely think you're feeling stressed out, then that's when that's literally the moment you start to, I guess, figure your schedule out and start to like push in fun, because I'm telling you, you will have time to have fun as long as you're like um you like make sure you have fun, because it's
Yeah.
like you just try to have as much fun as you can.
yeah, have fun.
I think being in the position that you guys are describing right now, what a typical day feels like. You like wake up, you go to school, and like it's 5, and like you take a nap, and then it's like 7:30,
Yeah.
and then like you eat, and it's like 8:30, and then you only have like 2 more hours to like you have to go to bed. So everything just like feels super rushed, and it feels like you would never even think about fitting a hobby into this, you know? So I think this is like what you guys said is really good advice to just like think of it like in retrospect.
Like how they said, come back at 5, take a nap, and then you eat dinner, bro. Like, oh, this is like some crazy schedule, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, no, but bro, and God forbid you have a class or something.
Yeah.
God forbid, because that just takes up.
Yeah.
Wait, literally, my mindset is like, oh, should I have a class? And then I'll take up like my whole afternoon. There were some days in high school, this would be my schedule. I'd come back at 5, I'd sleep until 11, and then I'd stay up until like 4. But like and I stayed up till like 4, but like I was like productive. Like I was just kind of, you know what I mean? Like I like do like an ounce of work and I start looking at my phone.
I just like I make myself feel like I'm busier than I am.
And then I would just go, and then I wouldn't do enough work, and I'd just be like, I'll do work tomorrow, and I go right back to bed.
Peak procrastination. Have you guys seen Tutorial?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I like
that's okay. That's actually, bro. That's actually very, very relevant to this.
Yeah,
because it's like the perfect movie for. I mean, it's actually very representative of a lot of Indian students, like the Indian like admissions process, and about.
I haven't seen it in like a hot minute. What is it about?
It was about I don't want to spoil the movie, okay, but it was about this kid who's going through the admissions process of getting into IIT, and I'm not sure if you guys are like aware of like how JEE works. Yeah. So I think like he didn't end up getting into IIT, and then his dad basically calls all his friends from when he went to IIT. They call him over because he attempts suicide, and then he's in the hospital bed, and then all his like dumbass friends just come, and then like they're just there and they're like talking.
Was it like a flashback to their child? Okay.
Exactly, that was the movie, and I think it's very relevant.
Yeah. I love that movie.
I think every Indian student in high school should see that with their family. Like it's a family movie, and they should like just like and they should talk about it after.
Yeah.
I watched that with my like mom and dad. It was really funny. I had a good time.
That's good.
Yeah. Even 12th Fail, bro. Did y'all watch
12th Fail? Is all 12th Fail.
12th Fail is amazing.
12th Fail is all.
12th Fail is really
is amazing. It's about a different
that movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's like kids in it.
It's in Hindi. Okay. It's about a different admissions process to UPSC.
Yeah. UPSC. My grandma used to work at UPSC actually.
Yeah, she's tough.
Yeah, well, she like worked for like she worked for the like association.
So is she tough? She's tough.
She's tough. No,
yeah,
she is tough. She is tough.
Okay.
She is very tough. I was just like explaining. She is tough. She's very tough.
Oh yeah, what was your question? Sorry.
Is it hard to live with a roommate?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No, I hate my roommates. Like
is it hard to live with a roommate? No. I mean, it depends on case by case. Like me and my roommate, we didn't know each other before going into college. Like I just I wanted to meet new people. Like so yeah, we like met on social media, like the UT Class of 2029 page. But yeah, it's been good. Like thankfully we clicked. I know like a lot of people didn't, like obviously people's like online personas and like in-person personas, and even like how they live. Like you're never as close to someone or as you are to your freshman year roommate. Like they've seen you at your lowest. They've seen you at all points.
Yeah.
Like at your highest and your lowest. But yeah, thankfully me and my roommate clicked, and like we're pretty good. Like I wouldn't say it's hard because like we're both like clean people, but definitely I've heard some like horror stories for sure about like other people's roommates. Or,
Yeah, I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah, it's different for everyone.
I personally never lived in a dorm. Like I lived in an apartment first year and second year. So I guess my experience, I had my own space. I think that's sometimes, I guess, as you get into your like second year of college, you'll probably like a lot of students tend to like enjoy the fact that they have their own
their own
space.
room and
Yeah.
own bathroom.
But I think like my current roommate, he's great. Like I love the guy. We have a lot of fun together, and I think if you're able to find a good roommate, then it like things become very easy and it just like I think the just don't be afraid to set the standards of like how you want to live. That's probably the most important thing.
I remember like, well, this isn't like this happened to my brother, but when he went to college, like, cause he went to A&M, and for his first year, like he had like a random roommate, and I don't think they had like a page yet where like you can meet off there.
Yeah.
So he genuinely like got like a, he did not know who the guy was before he like walked in the room. So then like for this guy, he would like throughout the year he saw like if my brother, because he had like two different sides of the room, and if my brother had like a piece of like or like even if he had like one shirt like on his side of the room, like that guy would like fold his clothes for him and like put it on like a stack on his table, and then he'd like leave him a note and be like, can you please try to like tidy up after yourself? And then my brother, like I feel like that was his horror story. Like he genuinely hated that so much. He was like, I cannot wait to move out, because it wasn't even like my brother had something on that guy's side. He was literally on his own side, and he would like clean up for him, and
That's
my brother just
insane,
found
bro.
that so eerie. Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I'd say it definitely just depends on like a case by case.
It's very case by case.
Yeah. Because I've heard some horror stories too. Like people that are always in the room, like sundown to sun.
I think that's
sunrise to sundown.
Yeah.
They're just always in the room, or they're like all their like food is just like sitting around, like open containers. Like that's
I think like honestly, I think I would be able to find like what I actually like to do and like my hobbies when I go to college, because right now I just don't have time to like really do what I want, like really,
Want to do.
Yeah, like I don't have time for any hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think like you actually have time for hobbies in college?
I think. Well, high school is very like 9 to 5. Like it is 9 to 5. Like it is 9 to 5.
Things in your mind, and in South Asian families these conversations just don't come up. Like you don't like talk about it. Like literally when people like tell me like, oh, like my parents are not gonna allow me to do this, or my parents are like, well, I like tell them like, why don't you talk to them? And then they start like making excuses. Like I get it, you might be scared of having such a conversation with your parents, but the only reason you're scared of having such a conversation is because you've never had that before, and the only reason you've never had that before is because you're scared to have that conversation. And it's just a cycle.
That's
And I think it's like, yes, parents are strict. Yes, there are a lot of families who like have very like strict rules which are enforced. I completely agree, but if you also need to take initiative to try to make that change. And if that change doesn't happen, then that's not on you. But I think it's a two-sided thing. And I think that's my hot take for the day. It's not just your fault. You need to think about what your parents are thinking. Your parents are feeling too. Don't blame it all on your parents.
Yeah.
How like your own mental health affects your parents' mental health?
Oh, it's like a two-way thing. Yeah, how like your performance affects them, and the only reason, like in my opinion, like with most families and most like people I've interacted with, the reason your parents are so strict and they enforce like what they've been like the I guess the way they've been raised on to do is because the only reason they do is because they care about you, and oftentimes, like they love you, like your parents really do love you, and that's why they want you to do the best for yourself. And sometimes that doesn't come off the right way. Sometimes that does and sometimes the way they parent is different in different families. And I think you just need to have a conversation with your parents about that. That's the most important thing.
I think that's really true. Like your parents truly just like want you to do really good in the future. And I feel a lot of times like kids compare like other parents to their parents, like, oh, why can't my parents be like that?
Exactly.
But it's kind of like it's kind of hard to think about it because it's easier said than done. But your parents just want you, like you said, like the real world is really cutthroat, and they want you to be super prepared for that.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to like kind of nurture you through this way. So yeah.
And I think like your parents see themselves in you, so they want you to do the things that they weren't able to do, like the opportunities that they had. So I think that's honestly really cool though, that like you had workshops for parents as well.
That's really cool.
My mom and dad are gonna see this and be like, "Oh, he's like tough."
Wait, actually, I also love your dad, by the way. He's like,
you know my dad?
I met him a few times.
Wait,
he's really chill.
From where?
Like just like in like
It's very
Wait, what? My dad?
Yeah, I love your dad.
Wait, what's my dad's name?
I don't know his name. I know what he looks like.
Wait,
though.
what?
I
But
read.
then how do you know he's Lakshmi's dad?
Oh, because like I used to do like office aid like in junior years. Like,
Wait, what?
My dad would pick me up all the time.
That's how you know him?
yes, bro.
They genuinely
This girl
developed a
always.
relationship.
I used to see this girl skipping class all the time. Her dad would be in the lobby. Let's call Lakshmi down. Then she'd come down. She'd walk out of Westwood happy as hell, like happy to be leaving. And I loved it, and that's why I love your dad too. Good on him. This better make it into the episode.
Bro, this is the clip. This is the clip, bro. This is the clip.
I mean, like Lakshmi also like your dad is the main audio.
Don't be like Lakshmi. Don't skip classes.
Don't skip classes.
When was it, freshman year?
No,
Sophomore?
Freshman year. Or,
Freshman, sophomore?
this was 2 years ago.
Oh, so freshman year.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I used to skip.
She blatantly admits it too.
No, it's only crap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Rohan, I know you did the Vibrant Voices project.
Yes. Wow. This is
Vibrant Voices.
Yeah.
Tell me about Vibrant Voices, Rohan.
Yeah. So Vibrant Voices. It's a program that I run for like kids in like juvenile detention centers. Like 11 through 18 mostly. Actually 11 through 18. And yeah, basically what I do is like I told you I did theater all throughout high school. I think theater was really good for me because it's like one thing to like be like perform on stage and like that's really good for like I think like self confidence, like self esteem and stuff. Like just like putting yourself out there in front of so many people and like performing was really good for me. But also the good thing about theater I think is because you're exposed to like so many like new like scripts and characters. Like it sounds like hippie, but like it genuinely does like increase like your empathy and like understanding of like different people's stories and backgrounds and like
Art is beautiful.
culture. Yeah, art is beautiful. And so I wanted to bring that to kids in like juvenile detention, because like I was just kind of like working for like by counties like mental health like center, and they were like associated with the juvenile detention center. So I was just like doing my research on how like kids in juvenile detention often don't get like adequate mental health treatment. They're not able to like express themselves as much in such like a like contained setting. So I started Vibrant Voices, where I run like monologue writing workshops for these youth in juvenile detention, and the monologues are centered around like mental health or like past struggles and like especially like, how that made them feel, but also like finding themes of like hope and like resilience like in it. Oh, okay, my bad. And just like trying to emphasize those to like show that like they're stronger than like their past struggles or like yeah whatever like their past struggles like yeah past struggles past struggles past actions
That's very inspiring, Rohan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We should do that in Visa. Something similar.
Yeah, it's been like harder I mean I've done like a few sessions since coming to college. It's definitely like slowed down just 'cause it's like harder to like not get my mom to drop me off anymore to the juvenile detention center. But it's definitely something that I want to keep doing and like because it's also like no one really is doing like that. It's like a fairly like rare like project or like idea. But it is one that is I think is pretty important. So definitely want to continue and like expand.
And I
Hopefully.
feel like no one really like talks about juvenile like that's not something that like people really think about like that they might be struggling too, but I think that they're struggling like, they might be struggling a lot more because like it's not like it's like their action is like causing them to have such a big like being in a juvenile detention center, and it probably has something to do with like how maybe they grew up and stuff.
Yes.
So
Yeah, and it's I mean so many of these kids like they've firstly they're kids like they're genuinely like kids that like our age, and it's not like they're inherently bad. I don't think anyone is inherently bad, but so much of it is just like a combination of like where they grew up and how they grew up and like what conditions led them to like make like like one major mistake. And it's just like a lot of factors that like go into it. But yeah, none of them are inherently bad. They're all like very sweet, like good people, and like they get a bad rep for like like being in juvenile detention, like child criminals or whatever, like But I think they're like inherently good people. Yeah.
What's like the biggest change you've seen someone like have going through vibrant voices?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Well, I'll call him Michael. One of the kids, like, yeah, he was like 14. It was like one of my first sessions. And like at the beginning, he was like really shy. Like, I think he had like been like pulled out of school at like a kind of like a young age. So he didn't really know how to like express his like thoughts or emotions like that well. Um, so at the beginning, he was pretty shy and like contained. Like, he like kind of kept to himself, and he wasn't really like engaging with like any of the things we were doing in the program, like it wasn't writing or anything. So I was able to like build like like an actual like friendship with him and like talk to him about like some like my mental health struggles in the past and where like our like overlap might be. Just like as friends like trying to get to know each other. And the eventually like over time like I really watched him like come out of his shell more. And like in his final like performance when we all like performed the monologues, he was like really like I could see like how confident and like how his self esteem had like increased too. So that was probably my favorite story.
I think like doing something art related where you have to perform can actually like increase your self esteem, because I know for dance like
Yes.
I'm kind of someone that's like more shy and like
Yeah.
reserved. So but through dance I've been able to like you can like you can get into a different character, and if you're like someone else you can do anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think dance is an art, like, and all arts like this, like you can express yourself like however you like, even if that's not like the type of person you are normally. Like you can like in Red Dead, like you could take on any character you want and like show yourself through that. So
how does society usually like tend to misunderstand incarcerated youth? Like
I think there's a big stigma around like people that are incarcerated in general. With incarcerated youth, it's also just kind of similar. Like how do these like kids end up being criminals, or like like what did like um what was the question you're asking me? How does
like
society view them?
How
do they misunderstand?
villainizing them?
Yeah, I think they're just like unfortunately villainized for being like child criminals, which I said earlier. But like in reality, so much of it is like shaped by the parents. Like so many of them like don't have like parental figures in their lives, or someone to like properly like teach them or guide them through life. Or even if they do, it's like often not the best like advice, and it's just based off a combination of factors like where they grew up and like what socioeconomic conditions they grew up in, and like um there's also a big like have you all heard of like the school to prison pipeline? Let me restart too, so there's not a smile on my face when I at the beginning of me saying that. Whew. Okay.
Bro, when you were talking about your project, you were like so like happy when she started laughing, bro. I was
I
like,
was
bro, just like need to
I
stop, bro.
was laughing because I was thinking about Lakshmi's dad picking her up.
Ah, hell no!
And
Why
I was just imagining her dad and like walking out. It was
She
the
used
worst
to
moment,
walk
too.
down happy as hell. She used to like always skip out of the school basically. She was
I
so happy.
totally know
to
how
be
she would walk out of school, so that's what I
She
was
was
thinking
so
about.
happy to be leaving.
Wait, how many times have you been like kicked out of school like this?
Picked up.
Picked up.
Kicked out.
Kicked out.
I mean, like enough times to be and also like I had to go to Saturday school in freshman and also in sophomore year too.
Oh my god, bro.
That's fun.
Saturday school is another level. I've never heard of that.
That's what Saturday school.
Saturday school is insane.
I know
you have to make up those hours. Yeah, you had that little sheet you were asking them to sign off. I had the same thing.
Yeah. I had to make up 2 hours.
Oh, that's actually not bad. My senior year, I think I had quite a bit. I had quite a few hours to make up. Ooh. Like towards the end, I was just like, hey, just sign off. Hey, just sign. Just vote.
Yeah, just go.
Just vote.
Just vote. Oh my god.
Okay, me and stop smiling.
We were talking about this damn school to prison pipeline. Let me get this smile on my face. Okay.
the Saturday school.
Saturday school pipeline created by Lakshmi. Lakshmi, he's a founder. Okay. For the school to prison pipeline, I think like the system, like their education is also subpar because like their teachers aren't as well trained. Like the schools themselves, the school system just doesn't like care as much about these students coming from low income areas. And then, bro, stop.
I heard wait, yeah.
Okay. And it's because their education also is apart because they expect these students down the line to go to prison later. Like they genuinely expect them to go to prison, and it's like in these areas, like I think geographically too, they like build prisons around the areas where like a lot of like it's like it's almost like they're being zoned to the prison kind of. It's like close by or like something like that. Because they expect these kids to go to prison later on for something or the other, and like most of it is I'd say like most of a big reason why even like kids are in juvenile detention isn't because of like they're like assaulting people or they like did like they like had a fight with someone. Most of it is just like most of it is like drugs, but like you're not like they're not necessarily like violent people, you know what I mean? It's not violent crimes. Most of it is like drug related or other things like that. Yeah.
Like their situation.
Yeah.
Their situation.
Yeah.
It's situational, yeah.
And I think like when talking about like society misunderstanding like incarcerated youth, it's really like tough because I'm surrounded like by a lot of families who like whenever they see like youth crime or like when they're put in like juvenile like detention centers, they think of them as like, oh, they're just like really bad kids because of the way that they are. And obviously if if the same kids are put into like families that we're nurtured by, like they give like our families give us like the best life possible. Like obviously the kids are not going to turn out that way. So I feel like they don't consider like they're not actually being given the environment. They're not being like nurtured in the environment they deserve.
No.
So
It's nature versus nurture.
yeah, nature versus nurture.
And like
But
Ace.
I want to say, especially in like the South Asian, like in like being like South Asian and like doing this kind of work. Whenever I used to like tell aunties, they're like, oh, like yeah, I like work with youth in juvenile detention. They have a bad rep, especially like in the South Asian community, just because everyone expects like South Asian kids to be like model kids, like super smart and good at everything. But when you hear that like you're working with like kids that are in jail is what like kids that are in jail like and like they view them like super negatively. I just always wouldn't like get the best reaction. They'd be like, "Oh my god, like how are you doing that? Like you're so brave." When like in reality, it's like that's just like a perception. Like these kids like are in like they're kind like they're mostly like kind people. They're like inherently like good people who just like it's because of their nurturing is like what caused them to like have like a misdemeanor that caused them to go to juvenile detention.
Yeah, they think it's like they're gonna attack you or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you all for tuning into the 6th episode of Time 2. I'm your host, Lakshmi Trivedi.
And I'm your host, Pranjali. We're so grateful to our guests, Aniketh and Rohan. To our guests, Aniketh and Rohan, who are a part of UT's MHISA chapter, for sharing their experiences and talking to us about how they've made a difference in their communities.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah. Okay, as we wrap up this episode, we want you to remember you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to overload your schedule or like win every award or have a flawless resume or like a 4.0 perfect 6.0 GPA. And as you move through this process, just think about how you can support the people around you.
That's why it's so important to us here at SASA to make sure we do everything in our power to celebrate ourselves, but to also empower this generation of South Asian students. Follow Westwood SASA on Instagram at Westwood_SASA to keep up with future episodes and to share your own stories.
And also follow UT MHISA at
At MHISA_tech. Wait, we have to spell it out.
At MHISA Texas on Instagram.
It's not underscore. It's not underscore.
Yeah. And remember to have fun. And at the end of the day, high school is not the end all be all. Obviously work hard and it's important to like study and like be focused on your academics, but have fun and follow your passions.
Work hard, be humble, be
Why did I
shy.
just do that?
What do you do? Like,
Can we all hit this at the end?
Thank you so much for tuning into this month's episode.
Stay kind, stay you, and stay tuned for more chai chats.
Bye.